Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Next Level podcast. On this episode here, we have Cian O'Brien. For anyone who might not know, can I give like a quick intro of everything you do?
Yeah, cool. So, Cian O'Brien, or Coach by Cian, some people might know me. Online coach, been in the game 5 and a bit years now at this stage. Started off just general kind of PT stuff, gym floor, then moved on. Well, the goal was always to go online. I knew that from the very start. Always wanted to be online, so took the steps and delved into online coaching. Started off lifestyle-y, then kind of been going to photo shoots and more preppy stuff. But yeah, still kind of covering all bases there. And yeah,
Cool.
Full-time online coach, part-time bodybuilder, and full-time bodybuilder too. So I had my first competitive season last year, and I was taking some time off to really focus on clients, and then also just make some changes for my own physique.
Nice. And like basically on the podcast, I try to dive as deep as I can into different people. When would you say? What was the first reason you started the gym in the first place? Like back during your teen years, when you first joined the gym, like
because I was fat. I was definitely a chubby kid, and I laugh about it now. Definitely, I remember even like just stupid stuff, like even messing with my uncles, and like they were like, "Oh, what's your nickname in school, chubby?" That kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I always was aware I was overweight. I always give it back to them as well. I was like, "What was your nickname?" Bushy brows, stuff like that. It's fucking unibrow. But you know, I always was aware of being overweight as a teenager, and then I just got sick of it, to be honest. And I think around transition year, kind of 15, 16 age, that's when I was like, right, yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna really just fucking put it all into the gym. I was also playing lots of sports, like growing up I did everything I was big into GA, so hurling, football, soccer, rugby, tennis, snooker, pitching, putt, basketball, everything. Like honestly, whatever I could do to get off school or just to be outside, like I loved sports. So the gym was to get in shape, it was also to get in shape just because I was sick of being overweight, get in shape to obviously get girls, that's what it's about, and then to improve for sports as well. But I felt so far in love with the gym that I just gave up all sports then. That's
fair. Like I'd be similar enough to yourself in around transition year, but more of for myself it would have been coming from the skinnier side, and I was on the chubbier side as a child. Then as I started MMA, lost a lot of weight, but I ended up getting really skinny. Like I didn't really know what I was doing. Like I went out weight cut, but it'd be like extreme starvation diet. Not really know what I was doing. But then when would you say like at what point like okay, instead of general training, I want to compete in bodybuilding, because that is a switch like.
Yeah, definitely it is a switch. It's hard to pinpoint. Like I didn't walk into the gym the first day and be like, I'm gonna do this. But it was always like, it was more so bodybuilding style training. I think I got obsessed with like YouTube like at a young age, the Rob Lipsitz and like David Lay, that kind of stuff back in the day. And I was very much the only person that I knew that was interested in that kind of stuff. So I would just rinse, repeat, watch all that. Go to the gym. I remember like even so like just random, but like, remember the very first time I wore like a stringer to the gym. I was like, this is a big thing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not wearing a GA jersey, you know what I mean? Like it was a big thing. I was only fucking 15, 16, especially like in a small enough town where I was from. Like everyone knew everyone, and like I remember when I wore it, I even got a comment on it about one of the lads who was in the GA team like 4 years above me, like messing comments and stuff. It was out of the ordinary to do shit like that. So I don't think there was a flip. Like it was just. I was more into the bodybuilding style. I never really enjoyed S&C style training like that. Like a lot of lads would be doing that with the hurling. Even we might go to like the hurling club gym, and they'd all be doing that, and I would just be doing my fucking lateral raises and all that kind of crap. I just preferred it, and then I just got more and more into it. Then decided I wanted to go after school. Originally I was supposed to go and do business. In Dublin, of all fucking places. Thank God I didn't take that. But thank God I didn't get it. I missed out like 2 points. And then I was like, right, I'll go to my PT first. And then did the PT. Then didn't really look back from there, pretty much.
Would you say you're like you strike me as like an all-in person? Do you know, like when you started the gym, you said you didn't really know you wanted to compete bodybuilding. Even with you have bodybuilding now, and obviously business going well at the same time. Like, would you say you're like an all-in person where you're not, when you start in the gym, okay, I'm actually going to do something serious with this? Do you know?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like I think when I first started in the gym, I would, because like when I first started in the gym and started taking it seriously, I was like, I'm going all in, I'm losing this weight. You know what I mean? So I did very much go all in straight away, and like I was dedicated as fuck. I've been 7 days a week, cycling to the gym, the piss in the rain. I wouldn't care. I'm going to the gym. I'd like supposed to be doing after school study. I wouldn't go. I'd go down to the gym, kind of way, and I'd be doing hurling training as well after. Like there'd be days where I might play a match in school, then I'd go to the gym straight after school, and then I'd go train after the gym. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, the gym I'm not missing no matter what. And so I lost like fucking I actually don't even know what weight I was at my heaviest, but I'd imagine I lost the bones like maybe 30 kilos or so, like give or take. And like it took me way too long. It took me like fucking 2.5 years.
Fuck.
Like I must have dieted for my 6-year holiday since TY. Like I genuinely have dieted that long. I remember going to Santa Ponza with the boys, like small bit of abs, small obliques, and I thought it was massive. Like, this is class. So yeah, no, like I definitely went all in with that. Yeah, I think I just when I get into something and I enjoy it, like I do go all in.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't.
You're better off though. You go so much further when you're kind of locked in. Like
Yeah, like people are spread very thin. You know what I mean, over a lot of areas. Whereas, same like even talking business, like I have a clothing company thing. I think I told you before, vintage kind of clothing thing, and it's doing really well, especially in lockdown. Like it really took off. There was us and maybe like 2 others that were really doing really well, and kind of came to a point where I was like, right, I either go all in on this or all in the coaching. I knew I couldn't manage both, and I was like, right, the coaching is just going to be it.
Something
so I
I learned myself now.
Subbed it out. Similar to your situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, once I kind of commit to something, like I follow through.
Yeah, I'd be very similar. Like something I'm guilty of myself is I try to do a bit of everything. I mentioned this in my story the other day, where like I used to MMA and I still love it. Like it'd be a massive part of my life. Where I do a bit of MMA and then a bit of bodybuilding. But I know myself, both of those things require everything. So I can't afford just a bit of this and a bit of that. You know what I'm doing. If I'm doing bodybuilding, I'm doing bodybuilding. From MMA, it's MMA, and that's it.
That was like, say, like with the hurling as well, because like I was always involved in hurling. They were all my friends growing up, and like I remember when I started going to the gym more seriously, like the boys from the senior team were ringing me like, "Oh my, go back to training," and I was just like, "No, like I'm not doing that. I'm going." I knew if I didn't go all in the gym, it wouldn't work. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, "Fuck this, I'm going all in." Yeah,
and Joe, when you started coaching, like, did you always know? I felt like, not that I knew back in school, but it makes so much sense to me now looking back the way I was. Not that I knew I was going to own a business, but I knew now by looking back it kind of makes sense the way I was in school. Like, I wasn't the smartest, but I was never the dumbest either. So the interest just wasn't there. Like, I don't know. Not that it makes a difference to me now anyways what I'm doing. Like,
I definitely knew I was always going to own my own thing 100%. Like from the start. Like, funnily, randomly enough, I actually met my old business teacher yesterday, just by chance, on the street back home, and he was even saying like, you're the person that you kind of saw would do something, although you might have been paying attention or you're having a laugh. You kind of had that about you, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I remember meeting with, was it my 6th year? Yeah, 6th year head, like head of year kind of thing. And he called me at the very end, and I was like, jeez, I'm getting this shit here. I was the last dude to get called in. I was like, what's going on here? Because I was a bit of a messer. Like, I did cop on now a good bit. Like, 1st year, 3rd year, I was a complete messer. I wasn't supposed to get into TY. They wouldn't let me in, and then I actually got sick for like 2 months. I was down bad, so I missed loads of school. So then I was down to TY. And TY was when I kind of copped the fuck on. I got a job, started earning money, and I probably started mixing with older people too. Like so, I kind of matured a good bit. And then when I was in 6th year, your man called me in, the year head. Still a bit of a messer, but not the worst. And then he was like, the reason I called you in the end is because you're a leader. You know what I mean? You kind of go, you do your own thing. You don't really care, and the lads will follow. And I was like, fair enough. And then he was saying about the business and stuff. But yeah, no, I think I always knew I was going to have my own thing, and what I was, I didn't know, but I always knew. Even like in school, business was the one that came naturally to me. I actually enjoyed it. Like I was always interested in that kind of stuff. Anything else, I had to put a lot of effort into. Whereas the business, I was like, this.
I felt like business in school though was like, that was a waste of time, but I can't. Nothing that I've used for what I've done so far.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I could fucking remember from business in school is Maslow's hierarchy, which is just bollocks. Do you know?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, man. I just enjoy business. Maybe it's the teacher. I don't know. Like, I actually did enjoy it.
No, to be fair, accountancy that will work well unless you hire an accountant. But
absolutely, I did. I'm not good with numbers. I did fucking accountancy for my leaving cert. Did pass accountancy for the mocks. Got 17%, and then I didn't sit. I just sat in the back of the class. And the thing is, like, with me as well, like I did mature like very early. Like, I was like friendly with teachers and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because like since I was say 16 to 17, 18, like my friends were all like in their 20s. I just had an older friend group.
I'm similar to that as well.
And I got on very well with all the teachers, so I used to just sit down at the back of the class and just kind of chat to them and stuff. So that's what I did for like 6 months in school in my accounting class, just sit down to chat to the teacher.
Yeah, I was absolutely blessed. Like I was the first year of the predicted grades from COVID. So like I literally failed 3 of my pre-exams. Then it came to like, I think it was March or April we found out we were all getting predicted grades, and then I got on with the teachers, like, so they all passed me. So
that's what it's all about, man. Yeah. Like it's relationship building. It's the same with coaching. Like if you can chat to people and talk to people, like that's one thing I'd say I'm blessed with, is being able to like chat to people, talk to people, like chat to you the first time I met you, Matt, like just be able to get on with anyone, like everyone and anyone,
it's open,
and just find some common ground to speak about, chat about. Just being a people's person, because coaching is relationships. It really is. Like I have fucking friendships that last a lifetime in coaching. And I said to everyone in the call, I'm like, we don't know where this is going to go. You might finish with me in 12 weeks. We could be here in 3 years' time, best friends. Who knows?
Of course, as much of like you start to coach and look, let's be real, like it's a business. But at the same time, I can kind of tell by you like to help people. So I can tell even just from talking to you, you're talking, you like to be open and all that. That's the main part where it comes from. Do you know?
One thing that I used to do a lot in my teenage years was help out with summer camps. I used to enjoy it. I used to enjoy coaching kids like hurling, soccer, rugby. I used to be called out of school to go help in secondary school there was a group of us that would go down and help in the rugby club, help I think it was primary school kids, and I loved that. Like I loved it. And I don't know what it was, but I didn't know much about rugby. Like I'm not a fucking massive rugby head, but I just like setting up drills and helping people kind of do stuff. I've always been like that. So
actually,
I suppose that is a style of coaching.
Yeah. As in MMA, and my two head coaches, they used to ask me to come in and help teach the kids classes. In a similar sense, you're going to have that experience from a young age. I've almost been like the leader of the group, so you're going to help teach younger people, and it's kind of cool. I honestly believe teaching younger people is harder than teaching older people because you're just controlling the group. It's mad.
Yeah. I didn't know what I wanted to do, man. At one stage, genuinely, like I honestly thought, Jesus, maybe I'd be fucking teaching young kids how to play sports and stuff. Like I didn't know what it was, but I enjoyed that coaching element. So it's just coaching in a different kind of.
Yeah. You were in college?
I was. I first didn't. I did. About 10 days in Galway, sports science, and that didn't go well. I went in about once or twice, and I was like, right, I'm just not even going to, because I went in, I think I missed like the first fucking week, 2 weeks. I was just actually back from Australia, which is another factor in my life. Went to college to do sports science, then I missed like every lecture at the start, then went into like one lecture, it was like chemistry or something, and I was like, I don't need to dissect an onion cell to be able to coach someone. And I was very clear on like, this is what I want to do, online coaching. Like I don't want to do sport, I don't want to be like with teams, I don't want to do any of this, I want to do online coaching. So I knew what I was doing. I was kind of just doing college for the sake, for the crack, like which I think was good. Like I got some laugh. Like I went from Galway down to UL, then did 2 years in UL, and then by the time my exams came around on the second year, I was doing check-ins on that day. So I was like, I'm doing my check-ins, and also one of my check-ins was my lecturer. So I was like, if the student is now the teacher, what's going on here? So that's when I kind of pulled the plug. I just told my family that I deferred it, but my mum said she overheard me on the phone saying that I'm not doing my exams. So went to Marbella then that summer, and then just locked in fully pretty much, went from there.
Fair enough, I was similar enough where I was in exercise and health fitness. I think I started in September, I had dropped out by January. It was the same thing where it's like I went into, I want to be an online coach. But you go into it and it's like I'm teaching group classes and teaching people how to fucking like these steps, and it was like this is not what I thought it was. Like it's something else.
There's no course to be an online coach. You know what I mean? There isn't like, and it's a good and a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you can get in, anyone can get into it. Which again is good and bad, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if there was something that was brought in the next few years where there's some sort of.
It is much more prominent now, like
entry.
It is cool to see though, as in like I only said this in my last podcast. It wasn't common years ago in Ireland or really anywhere, but mainly in Ireland. It wasn't common to have people on social media or on YouTube or even these fucking podcasts but it's so much more common now. Not as much as you would expect, but it's cool to see people just going a different path other than following like you're saying you went to college, but honestly like that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to finish school and go to college and get a job.
Like one of the reasons I went to college, like in January, I don't mind saying this, I went to have a bit of fun. I genuinely did. I went to college to like have the experience, and I don't think there's really anything around it because I had so much fucking fun. But I also knew very well like all the fun I was having was like that will come to an end. Like I'm not going to be at that forever. And I was very clear on that. Like I was very clear. I actually thought like by the time I'm like 23, I was like I'll be done college, I'll sort my life out then. And like I'm only 24 now. I pulled out of it a bit earlier. COVID probably had me pull me out of it. But no, like even when I was like say at my worst, partying sessions and stuff in college, I always did my work. Like I had the coaching page. I was always very consistent with it. I can remember rag weeks like posting in the morning. There was no state to post, but just being consistent, just because I knew I had to be. And that's where people fall down is if they're not consistent with it. I was consistent over for years, and I wasn't really moving anywhere. But it's compounded, and then it goes from there.
How long would you say are you working for yourself now?
I would say you could probably say I'm self-employed since I'm 19.
It's mad.
But I had a stint in JD for 2 weeks. So
fair enough,
if that counts.
It's not for everyone, but what would you say is the toughest point of that? Have you ever faced like a point like, okay, fuck, I don't know if I'm going to have an income next month, or has it always been kind of flow for you?
I've always just made it work. I just said there's no other option. I just
that's what I meant by that.
I don't have plan B. Like, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and make it work. And it will work. So I can't not I can't not let it work. Like, it has to work. So it will work if you make it work. You know what I mean? And I say it to everyone. Like everyone has it, but then all this self-doubt and all this kind of crack. But like you're your own fucking bottleneck at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You're the only person holding yourself back. So anyone can make anything. Like anyone. People can make a fucking living out of the podcast, chatting to people. Do you know what I mean? Like people can make a living out of anything. I think pretty sure people make a living out of like, you know, playing PlayStation and Xbox and all this kind of shit. People that they enjoy. So if you go into it and say, I'm going to make it work, it will work. But if you have a thought in the back of your head that there's a plan B, you know, you will fall back on it because you're like, oh, it's already there. So I said no plan B. I was like, no, I'm making it work.
I think for you though, I know you were talking about being overweight as a child, it was a big motivator, but also similar in the sense you also live in a home with your mum by yourself. That would be a big motivator for you. Definitely,
massively. Because even during one of the lockdowns as well, I was on prep. So 2021, probably about this time 3 years ago. I remember my mum was going through a rough patch with her business, and I was like, fuck, like, I need to make mine work to help her kind of thing. So that was one of my big motivators. And I think that can be a downfall of a lot of people is when they have too easy of a life growing up. You know what I mean? That you know, they think, oh, I'll fall back on my parents, I'll fall back on this. And look, I'm not saying I grew up fucking poor, and you know what I mean? Like, my mum fucking gave me everything she had, and you know, my dad did his best as well. But I knew, like, I have to make my own money, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I couldn't rely on them for college or that kind of shit. I had to do it myself. It ain't no surprise. Like, if you look at the majority of people, even like soccer players, all of the best footballers come from fucking ghetto. Like, no, it's character building, and it's important too. Because I think I saw. This is kind of going off a bit of a tangent. I was watching Alex Hormoza video, and he was talking about kids going to college or not. I don't know if you saw this. So he was saying, if all your family have gone to college before, and you are actually probably better off not going to college because you come from a better background, you've better set up, and you have more money where you can go and kind of make something like that. Whereas if you were a family that comes from nothing, which is kind of funny because we were actually going against the grain. But if you say your family, you know, none of my parents went to college, you know, like it's not a thing. I don't maybe one of my uncles did. I have a big family, like they're all, you know, I suppose middle class, you know, hard workers, that kind of shit. So he was saying, if you come from something like that, then fair enough, college is probably good for you because you'll be the first one in your family, you can set yourself up, kids up and all that kind of stuff, and you'll open yourself up to new people and connections. Whereas if it's the other way around, people that have had it so easy, you know, they have college paid for it, then they're like, shit, what's next? Whereas if they're then thrown into the deep end and they're like going off and setting shit up, then it kind of works better from them. Now that's a complete tangent, but it's also harder, as you know, I can argue with that, but it'd also be harder to do that because if your family all went to college and you're trying to go off, say, a different track, you're being realistic, the first person you're going to go out to ask for advice is your family, and they will probably try to take away from that because that's a big determining factor, 100%. But then you just have to understand you want to live your life by your rules or your parents' rules, and that's actually like my mum wishes I fucking went to college. Like she would, I'd say, like be in tears if she found out I was going back to college, like with joy. Even to right now, like she'd be delighted, even though my coaching was going so well, she'd be fucking delighted. But you know, if you can't just live your life like at the end of the day, like if you're on your deathbed, you're like, oh fuck, I went to college because my mum wanted me to, whereas I could have set this up or that up. You know what I mean? So
I think the best bit of advice you get is don't take advice from someone who isn't living the life you want to live.
Exactly, man. Like I was chatting to one of the lads, Dean, that I do mentorship with, and he was gone. He's 24 and he's gone back into his first year of college now. Doing QS, quantity surveying, which he's no interest in. And he was like, and I don't want to be the person to say drop out of college because it's not me, but I would obviously give my advice. And I was like, all you need to do, man, is you look in, say, the university car park. What are the cars like in there? What cars are the lecturers driving? Corollas. Do you know what I mean? Like, and look, I know you can say it's money and it's fucking, you know, what's the word, like fucking, you know, it's too fixated on money. I'm lost for words. Fuck, I'm gone blank. You have to cut this bit out. Do you know when people are fixated on like buying stuff with money? Materialistic, sorry, I couldn't think of the word. So I know it's very materialistic, like big cars, flashy cars, but like realistically, you know, you want to be following people that are successful. Do you know what I mean? And you're going in there, like, if you break it down, you can earn a lot more as an online coach than you can as a lecturer inside the
scalability so much more.
So much more. And like I was kind of working it out with him. I was like, man, like look up say the average QS job the first year. Like you're looking at 27 grand or something. Like you can earn a lot more than that if you're a decent level coach. Like, you really, really can. And that's on your first. So that's after 4 years of college, where you have to pay however much money you get into college.
Yeah.
So you're what's the college year? $3,000 or something.
Yeah, I think on average somewhere between 10 and 15 grand when you finish.
Yeah, so let's say you drop 15 grand, it'll probably be 20 grand by the time accommodation, everything else.
Yeah,
like there's
exactly.
more.
True, yeah.
Could be 30 grand.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like that's 30 grand, right? Spent there. Then you're earning 27 grand in your first year. So after 4 years, you're 30 grand in debt and you're earning 27 grand. So it's going to take you 4 years to pay back just that before you have any bit of profit.
That's fucked.
So this one is 24, he'll be 28 by the time he's done. 32 by the time he's paid back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're kind of like, whereas if you get in coaching, man, after a year you can earn 27 grand.
Yeah.
Easily. And again, like I know we're talking about figures, I don't want to get into that, but it's just like going back to it all, like you can just kind of do whatever you want to do, do you know what I mean, in terms of like setting up and going off after school. It doesn't have to be the traditional way. Yeah. And that's what I was saying to him about.
Yeah. Just say that's something I feel like I'm almost blessed with. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. Like I always feel like I don't do enough. It's like a common thing I live with. I always feel like I want the best for myself. Like I've set very high standards for myself, but I always feel like I don't do enough. Like it's good because I do stuff, but it's bad because I never ever. I sometimes, like my girlfriend will say the same thing. Our consistent argument would be that all of my time is spent on something else because I don't know. I just can't. My mind won't rest. Like sometimes I feel guilty with sitting and watch a fucking movie. Like my brain just doesn't turn off. Exactly. I can't turn off. Like
it's something I struggle with. Like genuinely, I will struggle. Like it'll take me. Let's say we go away on like a holiday or something. Like it'll take me 4 days to enjoy myself. Yeah. I will be there. Like I need to do this, I need to do that, and I'll still be working, but I can be doing more. And then I'm like, okay, I'll try to switch off. But like I just find it really hard, and it is something I genuinely struggle with. Like even at night time, like I'll be very restless, toss and turn, and think about this, think about that. And it's funny because as a coach, you're like so big on sleep, and you're talking to this person that's sleep, and then when it comes to yourself, you can't really help it. Like obviously in phases, I'm good. Like when I'm prepping, blocked in and stuff. But when it comes to normal kind of stuff, like I can be up fucking at night time, just think, or like just general shit. Like I'm kind of I have gotten better at it. I definitely have, but I do find it hard to switch off.
I think social media, like you're looking fucking Instagram, like I'm in Gadsy, Hermosi, everyone just a fortune away. Like,
well, like the thing is, like, and everyone say it. Like, I think the whole like work-life balance thing is overrated. Like, there's no balance.
There's no balance.
There's no balance at the start. Like, if you want to have a nice life, I'd rather have work my arse off in my 20s when I have the energy and the time and less commitments, no kids, or not as many responsibilities as I will have. Do it now so I can relax in my late 30s, 40s, 50s. I'd rather do that. And it's not like I don't enjoy what I'm doing. I love it. I love being busy. I love always having stuff to do. Like I would crack up. I would crack up if I didn't have something to do. Every day there's something I need to do. Like
at the same time, like I'm currently working a 9-to-5 job. I'm starting to coaching. I'm training 4 times a week, and I also have a girlfriend. Like, where the fuck am I going to find that balance? Like, do you know what I mean?
And that's it's good. Like when like obviously your girlfriend, my girlfriend, are the same. I mentioned very supportive and stuff, but that can be the killing of people is relationships. Like genuinely, and I would say hand on heart, I wouldn't be where I am today if I had a girlfriend. Say the last 4 years, I only had a girlfriend for the last year and a bit. But say when I was starting off, I really don't think I'd be where I am today. Genuinely, I've said that many times because it would be the distraction. Too much of a distraction.
It just depends on if they're supportive or not.
There was a time there, I think during when the lockdowns were on, the first photo shoot, about a 6-month period where like did not talk or speak to anyone. Like it was just work. Like it was just like my first time ever having like that locked in kind of mentality, like with monk mode kind of thing. And my first photo shoot prep, like I remember I was living in Galway with my friends, partying and all that kind of stuff, but still coaching. This was 2020, and then went to Dubai that January when it was lockdown here. Cool, and that trip to Dubai was like, okay, this is something I can pursue. I can really make money out of this, and I can really do what I love to do while actually enjoy my life and be able to have an income and provide and all that kind of stuff. So then I came back and I was paying rent in Galway till May. I didn't live there. I was like, right, I'd rather pay the 400 quid a month and not be in the environment. Do you know what I mean? I was just living at home, put the head down. I remember all like my friends would like have to ring me to get in contact with me. Like my best friend would be like, Cian, you look at your phone and try to talk to you, kind of way. And I was like, no, I'm not going to, like, I have like personal account and my coaching account too. And he'd be like, messages from 4 weeks ago on my personal account. I would not look at it. So I go through phases like that. Like every prep like I get like that too. I wouldn't look at my personal stuff. I wouldn't look at anything. And I'm bad because, and I did like a strengths test with one of my friends who was like doing kind of HR kind of thing, personality test with companies. So he used me as like a dummy, and you go through your strengths, your weaknesses, your insights. Like my top 5 strengths were like competition. Like it was competition with myself kind of thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't with others, and because it's very like it's really in depth, it's really good. But he was saying one of my like I suppose downfalls, and I couldn't agree with it more, is not finding time for friends and family.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, like I am so bad, like, and I feel horrible, but I don't change. I will not answer the phone to people. Like my mum will be ringing me, I might not spoke to her for a month.
Yeah.
And I won't answer, and I'm so like, and it kills me to say that, but I just get so focused.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's a bad time, and I'll be working. Do you know what I mean? And I always put it first, and I know I'll regret it in the future, but I also know all them things accumulate. Because when I get a phone call off a family member, and I have a massive family, like fucking 20 aunties, 20 a big family. They all love to chat, and I'd be on the phone for half an hour minimum. And I'm just like, all that time accumulated would be like so much help my week. Do you know what I mean? And it's so bad to say, but that is definitely one of my downfalls, is being too focused on other shit and not actually focusing on friends, family, which I would like to do down the line. Is, you know, be focused a bit more on that kind of stuff, which is important too. I try my best. I do try my best, and obviously at Christmas time, I really give back to them. But again, like when you look at it that way, like I wouldn't be able to buy any single person, you know, a gift if I didn't work. And like with me as well, it's a weird enough dynamic, because my parents had me when they were young, so like they were like 22, 23 kind of thing, and my aunties and uncles were like maybe 18 to like 20s when I was born. So I'm kind of like old enough for them to have a crack, which I mean, like I'm like more of a friend with my aunties and uncles, and then say my cousins, there's about a 10-year gap, you know what I mean, between a lot of them. So like I have a lot of cousins that are like nearly nieces and nephews. Okay, so like I kind of like don't look at them as cousins. I kind of think, okay, I need to be a role model to them. So whenever I see them, I'm like, I'll buy them gifts kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm also like old enough with my aunties and uncles, I want to be able to be nice to them kind of thing too. So I wouldn't be able to do any of that kind of shit if I didn't have.
True.
Do you know what I mean? And like being able to like, I remember the first time I bought my mum like a pair of like Prada sunglasses. It was like the best feeling ever. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I can get her something. And then like I bought her like a new handbag there at Christmas, and I paid for her to come over. And just I remember I paid my aunties, all three of them, to go to a concert in Dublin, and it was just so nice to be able to do that. And that shit wouldn't happen if I wasn't able to do the locked-in kind of thing.
I love
it goes both ways.
Like for me, I was saying, like I always ask in a while, like, but I like define what success is to everyone. And for me, I know in my heart that the absolute pinnacle of success for me is to give back to my dad. That would be the top tier for me, because like whatever about myself, fucking care, I don't care. But if I can give back to my dad, because I know how much he's given for me, even growing up, he's helped me now go away to Australia. Like, I know the support he's given, and I just want to be able to give back. That's all.
That's what it is, and I think the people that have that big, you know, underlying drive, something, you know, their why outside of themselves, they're the ones that will go further. Because at the end of the day, like the mornings you're up early and you stay up late, like that's when you're like, I don't want to do it, why am I doing it kind of thing, do you know what I mean? And you're actually grafting your fucking arse off. Especially at the start, like the start is tough, man. Getting up and going, like it's not easy. It's going still when the results aren't there. That's when like it's tough, man. It's tough to keep fucking knocking at that door when things aren't going your way and you're not getting clients, and you know, you might be kind of, you know, you have one or two people just kind of drop off, and then you're questioning things, especially at the very start when you know, the numbers aren't that high. But when you have something there that's pushing you on, that'll make a difference.
The why is strong and how is easy. That's the best way to look at it.
Definitely.
Just gonna keep fucking going with it. And overall, like, when you moved to Australia, what was your motivation with that? Was there anything got to do with coaching with that, or were you just gonna want to go away?
Kinda, yeah. The idea was to go over there and get set up in a gym. No, I didn't at the start. I went over there and I took a construction job because it was probably the easy way out. And that's what a lot of people do, is they go over and, you know, they take what will give them the money and stuff. But when it came down to it, and when I boiled it down, I couldn't do the coaching. I wasn't in a gym environment. I didn't even have my fitness account, like coach account, set up by that then. I was just qualified as a PT, like literally freshly qualified, and over to Australia. And I was like, yeah, I'll go over there now and start all this. I'll start the whole fitness thing. And I just kept putting it off. I was like, got this job in construction, fucking hated my life, was doing like 12-hour shifts, worked off my arse, was in with a crew of people who were still my friends, of course, but you know, the lifestyle wasn't what I wanted to be doing. So then I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I quit the job, got a job in the gym, ended up getting friendly with one of the girls that works in the gym, still really good friends with her to this date. Moved in with her, and then her friend too, Ollie, who's one of my best friends now. We've been to like fucking Marbella, Bali, Dubai 2 times together. He does online, not coaching, he does marketing. So like, you know, I built that relationship, and it was the two of them, and I always say the two of them that really fucking pushed me to go for it. And without them, I'd say I probably wouldn't have. But yeah, no, I remember I was earning ridiculous wage in construction, but I hated my life, like absolutely hated it. And what I was earning in 1 week in construction, it would take me like 2.5 to earn it in the gym.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I just need it.
I think you know as a little when it's taken away from your coach what you really want to do.
Man, I couldn't. I've never not been consistent with the gym, and those 2 months, it was just like I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like I was worked off my feet. I was up at 4 a.m. get a train for like 2 hours, be back at like 8 p.m. Like ridiculous, and you're just like, I need to like either prep my meals so I can eat my food tomorrow, or I need to like have a shower. Like it's like I couldn't even. There's no time to like wash my fucking hands. You know what I mean? It was just like I can't do this, and it just wasn't for me. And I'm not afraid to say it. Like I just, that work wasn't for me. Like I'm just not built for that.
That's like me going over now. But like people say it is more money, which it is more money, but you're also forgetting you're working like fucking 20 hours more in the week.
Like a fucking dog, honestly. And I knew then if I took the job in the gym that I could get into that gym environment, and that's just a foot in the door, that's all you need.
It's a circle of people around you as well.
Yeah.
Like even myself, like I always even hear about you today, like obviously I'm starting off online coaching, you are much more developed in the space, like it's a circle of people around, like even with myself, with the people I'm with, I'm either the smallest in the group in terms of size for bodybuilding, or I'm the newest in terms of business. Yeah. So having people to like talk to and look up to, then it's kind of cool for me.
That's massive, man. Yeah. You want to be small fish in a big pond. Like that's even like say when we moved to Manchester, like that, just surrounding myself with new people again. Like say Ross, Mike, all that kind of that opened the door for more people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
was that your biggest motivator going to Manchester? Is that why you wanted a better circle, or was it?
Yeah, probably a better circle. Yeah. So me and the boys were chatting. Say the boys back home, and we were like, fuck, we'll all move over there. And Ross was there, also my coach as well. And the gym there is just unbelievable.
It looks immaculate.
And I just actually loved the city too. Like, you know, it wasn't like I was going there not knowing if I liked to see. Like I knew I loved Manchester. I've been there 2 or 3 times. So I was like, just take a chance. And the thing is, like when it comes to that kind of stuff, people forget that like you can move away and you can move home if you don't like it. Do you know what I mean? Like if you don't like Australia after a month, maybe give it 2 months, then come home. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not the end of the world. Like you know what I mean. So you don't need to be like, oh, I'm going here now and
that's a decision. That's it.
I'll stick it out even if I'm not enjoying it because I don't know how it's going to look on social media. Like, it's a fucking. You know what I mean? Like go home if you don't like it. Yeah,
it's just a risk, John. You never know if you want to try. It's as simple as
no risk, no reward. Isn't it?
Yeah, just keep fucking going. And then overall, are you happy with everything's going? Like something I want to ask everyone in this is like, if you were to put everything together, I like to define as a person, say you so after your bodybuilding, your coaching, family, friends. If you put everything together, what would you kind of define as success for you? It's a bit of a tough question, I know, but like
I suppose just being able to
provide,
being able to give back, being able to have freedom. That's a big one. Being able to just fucking get up and go. Like that's massive for me. You asked me a question there about, I think it was Australia or it was about travelling or something there while I started the podcast.
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons I was going to Australia, it was to get into the fitness industry, was because I always wanted to travel. Like I always, it was just massive. I remember as a young lad, my aunties and uncles again, because they were younger, I was the first grandchild, they were always ringing me to see how I was the first grandchild. But they were in like fucking India, like America, fucking Australia, like you were there, Asia, they were everywhere getting phone calls. I was like, all these places, and you know, like look, I remember like being so young and like looking at the map and all that kind of stuff. So I was always really like big on that. So I think success is just not having to worry. That's the big thing, not having to worry, and being able to set myself up and other people up, and you know, people are stuck, being able to help them out too.
I think for going away as well, like I'm still living at home. This will be my first time away from any parent. So I think for me it helped me grow as much as a person as well.
Massively,
you know,
man,
much more independent and just be able to provide for myself basically.
I think like another thing that I always say to people, especially like, and people always give out to me, like say like one of my cousins there was just done the leaving cert, and they were saying about you know what they want to do after school and like, you know, do this course, that course, and I was like, why don't you just take a year out? Do you know what I mean? Go travel. And like the dead stares I got. Do you know what I mean? Like the dead stares, and I was just like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's the harm? A year, go enjoy yourself, mature.
That's the circle again, though. I think that's just Irish mentality, like Irish or even just Western society. Anywhere in here, but if you go to like Dubai, maybe everyone there is doing something. You know,
that's just going against the grain. I've always as bad as it sounds, like my mother lost control of me when I was like fucking 14. I just stopped. Like genuinely, I was just like, you know, a single mother or whatever. Like I was living at home, she was working fucking all day. You know what I mean? I was fucking doing everything for myself. So like, is what it is.
Not surprising.
I mean, it
makes sense now. Like,
it's what it is, and she just lost control. So like, not in the bad way, not like I was fucking doing it, but like I was like, I'm going here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm not. You know what I mean? I can do like I'm a man kind of thing as a fucking 14-year-old. But that's when it was like, I'm going to Australia. like whatever. And she's like, you're only 18. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
But I've always been. I think she's beginning to kind of respect it now a little bit. Do you know what I mean? She can see the way it kind of works out for me.
I'm kind of glad I have this kind of like open mindset where like I don't. A few years ago I would have been very closed, but like I don't really have much of a fear to go away to Australia. Like I don't know what it is. Like I don't know if I'm just, as I said, I have like delayed emotion, but I don't know if it's that or if I'm not really worried about much because I know I can just book a flight home. Like that's the same time, you know. I'm just open minded where I won't know if I like it if I just don't try. So why not just fucking give it a go anyway?
Go give it a go. People don't try too much stuff. People like, there's people I know that like haven't left the hometown. Like they might have been to Lanzarote. Do you know what I mean? Like and stuff like that. Like, man, go see the world. Go experience and stuff. Go meet new people. See what other people do. Do you know, like, I don't like there's so many different cultures and so many different shit in the world. I don't know how people don't want to see it. I don't know why people are so happy just to sit at home and like, even like when it comes to like business and stuff as well, like the more hands you shake, the more money you make kind of thing. The more people you meet, the more like, you know, you're involved. Like I'm involved in circles now that last year I never thought I'd be involved in, you know what I mean? And I meet people and now I'm friends with people that I looked up to, you know, that kind of way. So you just need to put yourself out there, take a risk. And I've never took a risk and it hasn't paid off. Like never. Like, and I've learned something, even if you might have paid off there and then it paid off down the line kind of thing. Yeah. So I'd always just fucking go for it.
For me, you can put that in a deeper perspective and say, outside of even moving away to a different country, put it into your whole life. It's like being handed a lottery ticket and saying, nah, don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
You might not win, but you can at least fucking try.
Take it, If you don't shoot, you don't score kind of thing. So you may as well take the opportunities as they come. And and especially like with young people as well, like you don't have responsibilities. Like if you're 19 and you go absolutely fucking zero broke, like zero money in the bank account, you can build it back up pretty quickly. It's not like you're 35 and you have a mortgage. Do you know what I mean? Like you can go broke and build things up pretty quickly. So just take the risk. Yeah,
why not? Where like with yourself as well, would you say your biggest risk? What would be your biggest risk so far? Would it be moving away or is it just coaching and going full time? I say quite a few.
Yeah, see, I think my risk, I suppose, tendencies or what's the word, my probability risk, whatever, like it's fairly high. Like I like to take a few risks, so I don't even think of things really as risks anymore. I just know that it'll work. I don't think really I've taken a risk as recently, really. Maybe like the last time I took a big risk was...
Well, you could say moving away is a risk.
Moving away, yeah. But see, like I was so like comfortable with it because I knew I was going to make it work kind of thing. Like even like I'd be chatting to other coaches and people who I would, you know, imagine are doing quite well, and they'd be talking about, oh, do you ever worry about this and that? I'm like, that thought never ever crossed my mind. Like genuinely, I can say hand on heart, never. Yeah. Never crossed my mind once. Like even, like, you know, you might have 5 drop-offs there, things aren't going great, you know, whatever. I was like, yeah, you can't put down the head. And
how do you kind of deal with losses in terms of?
You just get more and more used to it. Do you know what I mean? Like it is what it is, kind of the situation. Like, you know, lots of people have a reason for it, or lots of people just like if it's, you know, it's supposed to come to an end at some point. Like sometimes there's ones you're like, is that really why you're leaving kind of thing? Do you know what I mean? Or but it is what it is. You just move on. Do you know what I mean? Don't worry.
It's just a lesson, like.
Like you're not supposed to coach. You're not going to be able to coach everyone. Do you know what I mean? Some people, like you get a lot of people that like the idea of being coached, and it comes to actually doing the work, they're not going to do anything for you. And then you're kind of waiting for them there to go.
But I think that the biggest perspective, like, or the wrong perspective people have is like you go to a coach and like, all right, this coach is going to make me look like this, or like I can point you in the right direction.
I say that to everyone, man. Like I can give you the best training plan, best nutrition plan in the world, but unless you actually go to the gym and put food in your mouth, nothing will happen.
Like I know some people sign up and they can say like, alright, what will I expect? And they say, like, I can't tell you what to expect. It's up to you. Like I can give you a program, but if you're training like shit with your fucking RB4, I can't control it for you. Like,
I think it just come with time as well. Like now, a lot of my clientele, like I'd say, I don't know, I'm on a bit of a bull run at the moment. I don't know where the fuck it's coming from to come out to work every fucking day. I'd say like
huge stories up every day, like
I say
John here, so I know like what.
In the last week, I say I've had about 6, and I say 5 of them are coaches. Like I don't know, it's just after going. Now with that, I think a lot of it is. It's like you have to look at not what you're doing right now, but what you did the last kind of 3 months kind of thing. Because it's a build up. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like this person saw you now and they apply straight away. It's like right, this person had this contact point, and then you know this talk, and even though I'm talking to everyone in my store, they're like, oh yeah, he's talking to me kind of thing. So just kind of looking back at what I've done, I think a big thing is obviously just the content as well. Like and it's something that you do. Is content you put. Like I don't know many coaches that put as much money and time into content as I do. You actually would be one, to be fair. But like outside of that, genuinely I don't. Like just maybe a handful, but like that's an area a lot of people let down is
Yeah.
they don't
Consistency,
put money back in. That's something I've always done too, because I've always, second I made a bit of money, I put it back in somehow, like in terms of my own education or like merch or fucking content or whatever it was. Putting money back in because it'll just pay off then.
Something I'm seeing a lot of time now though, people are putting content first, then coaching. As in you're forgetting the main part. Like.
Yeah, and I'm always banging on about my story there, but putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point getting 10 clients if you don't know what to do with them when they come
Exactly,
in. Do you know what I mean? Like, and what I say to people as well, and again when I'm working with like lads in the mentorship, I do like work in the business and on the business. And the way I've always done it is I'll do like sections. I might do 3 months in the business, then 3 months on the business, and I'll do like that. I'll say, right, I'm going to work in my business, I'm going to work in my service, and my education. You know, making sure the back door is shut, kind of thing. And then, right, I'm happy with this now. I'm going to work on the business. Then I'm like, right, marketing, fucking getting clients in, making sure it's all. And then I get to the point where I'm happy where it is. I'm like, right, let's get back in. Like, so right now, like, I'm going to go back in the business, say, during summer. I'm going to do a lot more education and stuff during the summer because it's a bit quieter in general. I'm fairly happy with numbers, so get back in the business, work in there, and then I know, right, when summer's over, get a bit of a bull run again, so I'll go back on the business.
For you, it's cool to see that like your business is already expanding. Like, you started off coaching people to get in better shape, but now you're also coaching coaches. Even myself, you said like 5 coaches in this week. So now it's like that was double sworded. Like, you know, it's really cool.
That's where I wanted to get. I knew that as well. And the thing is, like, you have to like accept the fact that you're turning people away with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't appeal to everyone. You kind of have to be Marmite. You know what I mean? Where, you know, some people fucking love you, but some people fucking hate you. So a lot of the content I put out is more so focused towards who I want to coach and the way I want to speak. Like, I'll always go on my story and like give out to people for being kind for themselves and all that kind of stuff, because I think it's fucking a waste of time. Like, you're in this position because you were kind to yourself for fucking 15 years. That's why you're fat. Do you know what I mean? Like, be a bit unkind to yourself here now and put in a bit of work. So yeah, like I'm fairly kind of, you know, set on who I want to work, and I was like that for a long time. I'd say I've been like that since early days, 2021. Like, I'd say I was like, I remember when on my story, I'm like, I work with people who actually want to work hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always said that. Like, I don't ever put out something that would, you know, entice Mary down the road. That would, you know.
Curious, actually, you said you're coaching now 5 years. Would you feel like in the past year or two, the people who were like softer? In terms of like, you have to be careful what you say compared to, like, say you're coaching 5 years ago, like, right, John, you're eating like shit, man, get a grip. Or would it be as bad now? Are people like softer nowadays?
No, I wouldn't say so. I'd say because the type of clientele I have now are more so my type of clientele anyway. Like, I would say, you know, 9 out of 10 people that sign up say, I want you to be firm with me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll always get in like, say, my questionnaire thing when you sign up, I'd be like, you know, why in particular do you want to sign up with me? Because I want to make sure people want to work with me, nobody else. And they'd be like, I've been following you for 4 years, I like your no bullshit approach. You know, and I get some form of that message off a lot of clients. So just being true to your message. Like, the thing is, like, people chop and change, you know what I mean? And it's like, even when it comes to like even styles of training, people, all these bodybuilders now doing high rock stuff, like where is your clientele coming from? Like, what do you want to coach? And you don't have to be mega niche and coach just this type of person, but have a general message that people want to follow and follow through with.
That's the marketing thing. But if you try to get everyone, you get no one. That's the same thing. That's actually something I started when I started after Cloudmere and Wolfhunt. That's the main problem we had. I never defined someone specific, like who exactly is going to wear this. It was like a bit of a bodybuilder, a bit of someone, a bit of a boxer, a bit of an athlete. Do you know? But you never. If you define it specifically, you're targeting people, and you're much more inclined to purchase. Like, do you know? Yeah,
because like you can really break it down to exactly who they are. Like, what I do with lads is I say, like, design, say, from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed, what they do every single hour, and then you know exactly who it is. You know what I mean? It's like most people is like, realistically, they want to coach people like themselves. Like, that's what nearly everyone's answer is. I want to coach a lad similar to my kind of age, want doing what I want to do, because that's what you enjoy, because also you're doing it. So it should come easy enough. Like, sometimes it baffles me how it doesn't come that easy to people.
I think what's actually easy for you though, I think it's similar to myself. You are almost coaching people similar to you, so it's almost easy to do. Like, you know what you want. So people who are hard working was driven towards what they want to achieve. So like, it makes life so much easier. Like.
But the thing is, like, it wasn't always like that. Like, it wasn't like no one sees like me redoing J3U 3 times to make sure I know the information. Like, no one sees me do that stuff. No one sees me fucking, you know, getting up early to make sure I have everything set off before I have a family dinner on Sunday. Like, I'll do everything to make sure, like, you know, the work that no one sees. Like, I was never say naturally the smartest person in school. Like I wasn't. Things didn't come easily to me. And I have friends that are naturally smart. They might read a book and they know everything straight away, or they do a course.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they won't put it into action. Do you know what I mean? And knowledge is nothing when I put it into action.
Yeah.
I'll redo it and I'll put it into action, and then I'll redo it to make sure I know it again and I'll put it into action, and then I'll redo it again to make sure I really, really know it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm nearly embarrassed to put J3 up in my story now because I'm doing it a third time. Like genuinely, I am. But I know that I want to make sure I know it inside out. Do you know what I mean? And I know that that's one of the best courses ever. So you should probably do it, but it's really fucking good. So there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes, and like, as I said, like you can have all the knowledge in the world, you can have all these fucking courses and everything done, and I know lads that are a lot smarter than me. Like I'll hold my hand up, I know coaches that are naturally so much smarter than me, but they won't be able to get you in shape because they can't get it out of here, up there, into you.
You have to have a bit of everything. Like you have to have the content, the brain, and also be able to portray it.
Yeah, you need to be able to get in people's heads, kind of thing, a little bit too. Like you need to find out what makes them tick, and like not tick as in tick, but like what makes them tick over. And then get it through to them. Like how I'll approach you would be how different to how I approach, say, like Anthony or a different kind of client. You know what I mean? You understand how clients work after a while, and you can kind of get it from the start as well. Like even on the consultation call now, and kind of like, okay, this person's like that. You know, you kind of figure it out. It's
kind of balancing people. It's almost like a HR job, because like you have Mary who has a hamstring injury, you have John who's vegan, and you have someone else who has a different problem. It's like HR, like managing people.
It's like I kind of think it's like you're managing like a football team. You're kind of managing. It's just man management. Like it's just like how you're going to do it, and that's why I like sports documentaries and stuff like that. Like I always kind of think, how can I put that into my kind of my team? Do you know what I mean? My team of clients. So yeah, no, that's kind of the way I look at it.
Cool. Yeah. Like I suppose overall, would you say you're happy with what you're doing? Would you say like this is what you're going to do? Like obviously, coaching is something that would have to end at a certain point because
there's a shelf life on it.
Yeah. How are you thinking about the future? What are you doing with that way?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think like the safest option is probably property, but I wouldn't be happy with that just ticking over. Like I need to be kept busy. Now look, I definitely still have, what am I saying? 10, 15 years left maybe in terms of like being a decent little coach. I think once you get into your 40s, you know, people will be looking elsewhere kind of thing. So there is a shelf life in coaching, but there's also an opportunity to set yourself up massively in coaching too. And I think you said this to me about, you know, the clothing being like a vehicle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say coaching is a vehicle because I never, you know, thought of it as a vehicle starting off. It was a passion that turned into a job, and it's still a fucking massive passion. And I think I'll always coach in some manner. I think I'd like to get to a stage where, you know, I might only have a very small amount of clients, but like, you know, high paying obviously, and they keep me ticking over, and then have my hand in other pies. And I'd like to get more and more into the mentorship style. I think that's kind of what will take over, is the more mentorship kind of stuff.
Would you say for you that there'll always be a big amount to climb? That's something I'm
definitely, It's just you're always setting the goalpost back further. Do you know what I mean? Like you hit the goalpost and right, what's next? You know, kind of way. But yeah, I think they're definitely coaching a solid element because that's what keeps me fresh, keeps me on my toes, and that's what I love. But then I'd like to get my hands dirty somewhere else. Or clean. I don't know what way you want to put that.
And overall, like again, like I'm surprised you haven't mentioned this yet. So for most people, it's a hard topic to talk about. But like when you first started with bodybuilding and the decision to go from natural to non-natural, was that like a hard decision to make for you in the very beginning? Again, it's that risk factor you were talking about already. Because it is a big risk.
Yeah, very risky. It is another risk. It was. It wasn't. It wasn't for me again because I say my risk. What's the term I'm looking for? My ability to take on risk is quite high. Like, you know what I mean? I could say, like, for example, I have like a fella that does like index funds for me or whatever, and he's like, "What one do you want?" I'm like, red, like the highest one. Do you know what I mean? I just like fuck it, like, you know, kind of way. Like I
rip it or bloop it.
Yeah, I don't play it safe. I'm like, go for it. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna fucking go for it, go all in on it. There you go again. But so I say my ability to take on risk is quite good.
Oh yeah.
But also, you don't want to be stupid with it. But I'm fairly well versed and also connected that I know pretty much everything that you can do in terms of bodybuilding. Any kind of issues can also be reversed. Like, genuinely, at this stage, everything can be reversed. Like down to fertility, like, it can all be. There's a drug for everything. You know what I mean? Yes, it might make your life harder. Okay, you might want to run TRT. I already made the decision that I will run TRT for the rest of my life because not from a physique element, but from a cognitive function element. I want to be.
Do you feel it helps a lot?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Chopper. Yeah. No, I can't really remember, to be honest. You know what I mean? not that I can't remember, but like my younger years as well, like teenage years, I wasn't really involved in coaching, so I don't know. Then my late teens, early 20s, it was more so partying, so obviously I was a bit fucking messed up there. And then there was a period where I was locked in terms of the coaching, so yeah, I was locked in, I was very good there, and then it was going on, so I can't remember, like if you asked me 2 years ago I would have a fresher memory, but now I just feel like
I think for me, like, obviously it's the natural now, and I think for most people who start in the gym, if you start taking the gym seriously, you cannot tell me at one point in your life you did not consider if you're taking the gym seriously, you're not considered at least once. But I think there's this like stigma in society where like the word steroid is so bad, like just I can name off like alcohol is almost worse. Do you know what I mean? Like smoking fags is almost worse.
Yeah, like
you know?
it's pick your poison. You know what I mean? Pick your poison. Like so many people will go out and, you know, say like maybe reputable, you know, people in society will go out and they'll be fucking, you know, spend however much of the weekend and drink, drugs, everything else. People don't bat an eyelid, do you know what I mean? But when it comes down to the PEDs, it's the worst thing ever. Again, like I would say, like yes, okay, you can go into the PEDs, but then it's also like there's a scale on the PED kind of risk factor how much you want to take in there, and I'd say my level inside of that is actually quite low. I don't want to do that. Because I just don't. I just think it's you, because I'm not going to fucking go to the Olympics, so I don't need to. Do you know what I mean? It's when people come in and then they have shit genetics, they don't put in the work, and then they go here, you know, with the risk factor with PEDs, then you're like, man, cop on. Do you know what I mean? But like the biggest thing that came to me was like, there's loads of elements to look at it. There's like, right, do you love bodybuilding? Like, yes, tick. Do you love the prep life? Yes, I tick. I did the first prep naturally, so yeah, tick. Love that. I suppose, is there if you could look at it, is there a financial element again? Yes, I think there is. You know, there's loads of avenues to look at there, and you know, then yes, you take on the risks and you understand that too. But you know, I remember the first chat I had with, you know, my coach who I was talking about, but he's like, look, Cian, again, it's saying like booking the flight to Australia. Look, if you don't want to do it after a month, you come off. Do you know what I mean? You don't do it after you go that. Yeah, and like I actually only on the way back actually to Ireland, I was listening to a podcast on fertility from JHU, and they said there was a study done, 30 males, and they said 90% retained full fertility 1 year after coming off, 100% after 2 years.
And what's that on?
On JHU, on PEDs.
Okay.
After coming off PEDs fully.
But is there something specific, like, as in you're saying PEDs as a whole, like, is it a specific one? Or
I imagine it was test pre and stuff, I don't know what it was. Like, majority of PEDs have a test base anyway. But yeah, they said 90% after 1 year, 100% after 2 years. And again, for me, I'm happy there, because I don't do any of the stupid shit when it comes to it. Because it is the cherry on top kind of thing. So yeah, that was my kind of thinking with it all.
I think my decision would always be, alright, 1, am I going to compete in bodybuilding? And if the answer is yes, then there's one tick. 2, can it improve the chance of my income by looking, like, realistically? When it comes to coaching, the better you look, the higher chance. I'm not saying you can't succeed without it, but it does have
like everyone is talking on it, man. Like, all these natties aren't natty. Like, honestly, they're not. Like, so you can either go on it, you can be open about it, and hopefully people respect it, or you can hide it. But then, you know, you're living your life as a lie. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just be open about it.
The easiest way to do it, because people will see you straight through it. I think. Then again, if you say you didn't, and people find out you did, and you have a business, now no one is going to come to you like, it's so snaky.
And I just think the transparency as well. Like, I don't know how to talk about it. I might mention the fact, like, I will speak in a way that if people know about the topic, they'll know what I'm talking about. You know, I'll mention terms and stuff, but I won't come on and be like, this is happening, you know, kind of way. Which I think is the best way to do it, because I don't think if you don't understand the basic terminology I'm speaking about, then you don't have the right to know and be asking questions kind of thing, you know what I mean? So that's just the way I was looking at it.
I'm someone, like, if I'm going to do it, I'll have to know every single in and out before I do anything. And I think a lot of people now, like, people jump on gear like fucking 17 nowadays, and like, just because it's seen it on TikTok, do your favourite influencers.
A lot of it is, and like, a lot of the stuff on TikTok is just like so stupid, dumb, man. Even like a lot of the clients signed up recently, like, and he's like, I saw our D-ball and test, and I was like, oh my days. And they came and they were both tablet form, and like, obviously D-ball would be, but like, test tablet form, so man, we're not doing this. So I was like, let's just give it a few months, let's just do our first kind of phase together, and then we'll have a chat about it. And that's important too as a coach. I'm sure you get to, is when you do have the chats with people about it, you know, I've had chats with many people about it. And then, obviously, like, you know, it's their decision at the end of the day. You just advise them on everything.
Yeah.
On everything, the risks and the rewards.
Comes down to your circle again though. Like for me, when I started gym, taking steroids was never an option. But then my circle changed a bit. Even now, hanging around people who are more serious and like literally competing in bodybuilding, like okay, they're taking maybe it's not that bad. Your mind starts to switch a bit.
Yeah, like I want to be careful what I'm saying here, because I don't want to pursue and change this idea. But like, you kind of do it, and you're like, oh, you know, I was building that up so big in my head for it. Yeah. But like obviously, like, you do your bloods and you keep doing your runs, you take all your head subs, you know what I mean? Don't do it if you're not willing to do that shit. Like, don't be stupid with it. That's when people have issues, but like, I get my bloods done fairly regularly. Anything that's out of whack, I do my best. Yes, there's always going to be one or two things that will be out of whack, because the moment you fucking put something in your body, that isn't fucking it's going to skew a few things. They're always the same things that'll be out of whack with everyone. Okay? And then there's one or two other things. If you're taking all your head subs, you're looking after yourself, they should be all out of whack. And if you know as well, stack design, you have a coach who's doing it for you. When something is out of whack, you just manage that.
If it was other, you look into it, as in you were not afraid as much because you know what the fuck is going on. You know, there's no point taking stuff if you have no idea what's happening.
And like, if you don't know, you ask them. You hire someone. That's the way I can look at it.
Again, it's not to incentivize people taking it, like, but it's just not big enough, I think, as much as I think it's just a stigma against it. And I'm saying it myself because I was the person who had the stigma against it. Like, it's just the word steroid, as in isn't paracetamol a steroid? Isn't there like something? It's just the word in itself, like, it's picked up so much, but it doesn't need to be. But I understand is that, like, because people can go too far. You can take copious amounts of like fucking tren or something like that.
It's stupid. Like, but it's the same way people take fucking, people get liposuction done, you know what I mean? Or people get fucking that injection shit done to lose weight. Like, it's I don't know why the other one is such a steroid, it's such a taboo subject to speak about. I think it always will be, but I think one of the reasons it's such a taboo subject, say here in comparison to other countries, is because even in Ireland, like, TRT isn't prescribed. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in America, I'm pretty sure the UK, like, it's easily subscribed. HRT is subscribed to females. You know what I mean? HRT can be subscribed to any female really that goes through menopause, and you know, estrogen is low and everything else like that. So it's just I suppose the fact that where we are, society just isn't used to it.
And are you looking to compete anytime soon again? Or
well, I soon, 2026. But
in bodybuilding, that is so like
it's only around the corner really. So maybe late 2025, but I'd imagine 2026, because I want to just take time. I want to make sure when I go on stage, I'm winning. You know, kind of way, like, I'm not going to compete anymore.
Better off.
So because the first time, like. And again, I say it to everyone, like, for any client first time competing, like, man, you just worry about getting up on stage. That is the win. Like, that is, if you can get up there in condition, get the experience, W. Do you know what I mean? But then next time around, I'm making sure it's not just that. I want to go and win.
One thing I think I have, just again, it's not stepping on stage for bodybuilding, but just even the small competitions in MMA, I still have that fear of stepping out in front of people and performing. Like, really, it's just that, it's that big day experience. Like, can you perform on the day? That's where it comes from, like, you know?
I love the pressure. I think it's got to do as well with just, you know, again, playing sports growing up and stuff, just like getting to the final, like, getting ready.
But bodybuilding is the same though, in terms of, like, it's you, like, it's like, I think if you lose, say you're soccer, you have 10 other people on the team who are like, oh yeah, we lost. But if you lose, okay, maybe you have a coach, but like, you lost on stage, like, do you know what I mean? It's you, like, feel like you lose, and fucking the person Mary walking on the road knows you lost.
But you lose, but you also only lose because the judges who are in front of you judged that. You didn't lose because you didn't score as many goals. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you didn't score, he scored a late winner kind of thing, and you didn't perform on the day. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're up there and you are subject to opinions. Like, you are going to be judged. So you need to be headstrong too. And you also just need to not be fucking deluded. Like, some people go on stage and think they should win, they're like completely out of shape. You know what I mean? Like, I knew backstage when I was looking at the boys, like, that fella's the winner, he's second, and I could maybe come third. Do you know what I mean? And grand, you only shake your hand and you move on, and you just try to be better. So and like, again, like, for me as a bodybuilding on stage, it's the cherry on top. Like, it really, really is. It's the process. It's everything. It's the gain phase, it's the dieting phase, it's the prep, it's the cardio, it's the whole lot. And then, cool, I get to go on stage after, but like, it's not about that.
I think you could almost argue that it's more mental than it is physical, just because of, like you're saying, like, you're backstage, you know someone is, it does not, as much as you can train as hard as you can, but sometimes genetics just can't be beaten. Like, if you know someone is like astronomically bigger, like, you ain't catching up. Like,
it is, man. Sure, like, Natty fellow in my class. Do you know what I mean?
That's
like,
insane.
Absolute freak. Unbelievable genetics, unbelievable physique. It's actually very, very sound lad as well. But what can you do? Like, you know what I mean? Whatever, shake his hand and move on.
It's just being able to deal with that, is what I mean. It's just mentally being able to deal with that.
I genuinely did not care. Like, I just got over it. Like, literally took off the medal, walked away, and that was it.
Yeah.
Didn't think about it.
Just go again. Like,
just go again.
Like, but then that's the passion for it. Like, you know it. That's what you want to do. Like, just go again.
And again, like, if it was second time round and that happened, I'd be like, okay, maybe we'll see next time I compete. Do you know what I mean? We'll see next time I compete. But like, you know, like the first time I knew, like, the morning of the show I'd already won. Like, you know what I mean? I was delighted. So I'm actually buzzing to get back into it now again.
How what do you struggle with prep? Is that something?
No, I think I'll come alive with it.
Really?
Genuinely.
You like it?
Yeah.
You're gonna drive it, yeah.
It's funny, like every time you go into a dieting phase after like a gain phase, you're like, oh, can I do this again? And then you get in and you're like, yeah, I'm good at this. You know what I mean? I love prep. Yeah, I definitely come alive with it. And then again, like, just it's not just for the coach or the bodybuilding, like with the business as well. Like, you're just so sharp. The content's good. Cool. You're up. You're routine. Like, I'm very routine every fucking day of the week. Same kind of work schedule, like meals. You know, you just are by nature what you do. But like prep is just another level. Like, it's just like everything to a T. Like, I would not take a consultation call at 12 o'clock side of a meal.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like, no.
How are you managing hunger with that?
You just get on with it, you accept it, don't you mean? You just embrace it, like the same thing, man. If you weren't hungry, it probably wasn't working. Do you know what I mean? You just kind of, you know, drink a few cans of Monster, smoke a few vapes, and just fucking get on with it, really. But no, it's just a voice in your head, or a voice in your stomach telling you that something's happened, which is necessary. Yeah,
I personally never prepped, obviously, for bodybuilding. I haven't competed yet, like.
Not yet.
It's something I look forward to, but also kind of nervous about, because I know the depths people can go into, like. But again, it's just a challenge. You know, I also trust myself. I'm very good. I feel like I can trust myself to do anything. If I say I'm going to do something, I will do it.
You will do it, man. And my first photo shoot prep was harder than my bodybuilding prep, my stage. And my first photo shoot prep wasn't even that hard. Like, genuinely, it wasn't. Like, okay, like, don't get me wrong. There were sometimes there, I remember I had a plate of asparagus for dinner. Like, you know what I mean? That was all I had. But like, it is what it is. Like, you just fucking get on with it. You signed the contract, so do it. Do you know what I mean?
It's like a mental contract, like.
Yeah, it's just meant to. No, I genuinely write down. I got my clients to do it. I write down a contract and sign it. Like, what you're going to do this for your prep.
That's cool. Yeah.
Just because it's there, it's pen to paper and it's your signature. So
no way back.
You're letting yourself down if you do. You're breaking the contract. But yeah, no, it's. I love it. I genuinely do. And as much as it probably fucking pains my girlfriend to say it as well, like, I do love it. I can't wait to do it again.
It's just looking forward to the depth. The weird though, like, as much as it's shit in the moment being hunger, it's like you enjoy the pain.
Yeah, like I remember there was time there, like there was all of us were on prep, and like I would remember genuinely walking with all the boys from our building to the gym, not saying a word to each other, headphones in, all just looking at each other, just dead. And then get to the gym, not saying a word, go home, not saying a word. Like, you're just in that, but like, it's just like, I don't know what it is. It's like there's you know, I suppose
it's like a dopamine release.
It's like there's like peace in all the madness. It's like there's you're getting something from it that you can't explain to people.
Yeah, I think it's because you just know you're working towards something.
It's a sick feeling. It really is. Just ticking the boxes on a daily basis.
I think for like the majority of people, like, I go off on a tangent again, like, we're working towards something. For me, if I ever feel like I'm not working towards something, like, obviously now I have the coaching and all that, I have something to work towards, build, like. But if I don't have something, like, I almost fuck up my head, like, I gotta go off my game.
Yeah, no, there was nothing wrong with 9 to 5s. You know, there isn't. Like, you need people in society.
Of course, absolutely.
Like, we need that.
Like, you can still work towards a promotion.
Otherwise, like, the world would be fucked. But I just can't see myself coming home from work if I did work 9 to 5 and like just not having something in my mind to think about. You know what I mean? Or not doing something or working towards something. And a lot of people are happy to do that and good, because we need that, you know what I mean? But I just personally, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but even if you are working at 9 to 5 and you want to be a fucking runner, working towards, you have to run a marathon or so having a big goal to aim towards, like, you know?
And like, people think they need to find their passion, but like, realistically, you don't. Like, you just need to do something and get good at it, and then it might become a passion because you're good at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be, you're not, like, against it. My girlfriend's starting videography, like, it's not that she picked up a camera and she was fucking unbelievable on the first stage, you know what I mean? But you do it more and more and you get better at it and you get passionate about it because you're kind of good at it, you know what I mean? And people are sitting around waiting to find a passion, like, that's never going to happen. You're not going to find your passion. Like, you have to go and find it, or like, it's not going to come and hit you. You have to kind of go, try shit, suck at it for a while, then get kind of good at it, then it becomes your passion, you know what I mean? I don't think I loved the gym the very first day I walked into the gym. I might not have even loved the gym the first year I was there, but I started to love them when I started to see a bit of progress. Do you know what I mean? And things started to move, and progress becomes a bit addictive. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Then it's just you just love it. You
follow it for fire, like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So people they're like, oh, I need to find my passion. You know what I mean? But you're not doing anything to find it. Yeah. And you're not sticking at something long enough to find it.
Yeah. I think it's also like it's great having like a big long-term goal, but setting like the mini milestones as well is important, because if you aim for the higher goal and you always feel like you're reaching, you can't get there. But hitting the mini milestones, feel like okay, I am on the way. Like people forget, they don't see the path. Like
that's like what I do with with your timeline. Just setting up. Feel alright. Okay, this is the year. This is what you want to do. But after 12 weeks you want to do this, or 6 months you want to do this kind of thing. Just keeping them on track and celebrating the mini wins too. The milestones along the way.
Because it does keep you on track. Because I was saying the whole time, when I'm going to Australia, I'm going to be 84 to 85 kilos. As of now, I'm 83.1. So I'm literally just under it.
Just under,
But if I didn't have that little goal and that deadline, I wouldn't have hit. I know I wouldn't have hit it. Like
you would have slipped up. It's like no, it's not. I was going to say kind of Parkinson's law, but it's not. It's a bit different. But it's just important to have a goal and a deadline. If you're going to do it by then kind of thing, do you know what I mean? Whereas if people have a goal, but it's like, I will do this, but I don't know when, it'll never happen. Do you know what I mean? So you need a bit of oomph, go up and get them, or whatever, go get them kind of fucking mentality.
Like I know you were saying like that you couldn't come home from work and like not work or something. I don't understand how people don't do something like. As in like, okay, I think it's because at young age I was exposed. I remember like when I was like 13, 14, I started MMA. I was like exposed to like extremely motivational people at that age, from a really young age. When I first started, like testosterone started to kick in as a teenager, like that's the first thing I seen. So then that's when I kind of flip the switch for me. It's like, okay, I need to fucking do something with my life, like. And I kind of built that from there, and I'm still here today, 21 years of age, like I'm still kind of going towards it.
It's just different people, you know what I mean? Like, I think as well, there's more and more people, I suppose, like us or whatever, coming up or out of the woodwork, because it's probably a bit more common, and it's a bit more, maybe even more romanticised as well. Do you know what I mean? Like grafting kind of thing. And some people don't like it. Like some people do not like it. I genuinely like grafting. Like I genuinely like putting in the hours and like feeling like shit and having been hungry because I haven't eaten and I want to get this done first. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely like doing that shit. Some people don't. You know
that's just the dopamine of release of doing your work hours.
And I think like there's this. With the, I suppose, rise in social media, like that's where we're all kind of getting it from. Whereas, our grandparents didn't have it, kind of way. Like they did work their job and they'd come home, maybe do a bit of gardening or something. Do you know what I mean? But they kept busy too, just in different ways. Yeah, true. I suppose it's just the way you're looking at it. Like my dad, he's 60 now, and sometimes I feel like he'd be 90, he just wouldn't want to retire. Like, do you know? My granny and granddad are like that. They just did need, like I would genuinely say if my granny and granddad were not like keeping busy every day, like they keep the bucket, like genuinely. Like they're both pretty sick and stuff. But like they would all, like my granddad like is writing books and fucking gardening, and like he's just always doing something. Like my granny's always doing something. You know what I mean? They're probably not in the state to be doing it, but they need it. They need to be working hard. I think that hard work as well is lost. Like I think as well that's another thing we can talk about is like just hard work and stuff, and how it's probably like, and how you have your mindset, my mindset. Like I saw my mum, but my mum is self-employed. She's a beautician. Like she doesn't come home until sometimes like 11 o'clock at night. Like, 'cause, like she will like literally take a person in at any time. Like she will stay there and do makeup or whatever needs to be done. Do you know what I mean? And like I say there's been more days where I haven't seen her than I have seen her living at home. Like she'd be gone when I wake up, or I'm gone early. She wakes up, then I'm asleep before she comes home. Like that was my life for years. So I think that's always passed on, and that's what my dad was the same. My dad's a fucking grafter as well. Like he worked in the factory for years, but he's always doing shit on the side. Like he's always helping people. Always, he's like a bit of a handyman kind of thing. Can do anything. Or will always give a hand doing something. Will always help out people. So I think if that's been passed on or whatever, like people comment my work ethic, like, oh yeah, you're like your father, you're like your mother. So I think I kind of got that without realising. Do you know what I mean? Circle again though. Circle again. Yeah, true. Yeah, I think again, like it is like.
I think now when you look back, you're saying you're kind of
realising that. You talk about it out loud, and I never really kind of think about it or talk about it out loud. But like then you kind of see other people that say like their parents aren't like that, you know what I mean, or they're kind of sitting at home and doing nothing kind of thing, and then it's probably going to be passed down to you. So I suppose but you can always go against the grain too. Do you know what I mean? Like, I spoke about it on my other podcast where there's like the opposite role models, where you're a role model, can't remember the term you put on it, where it's like you're not a role model to me, but you're exactly who I don't want to be, kind of thing.
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
know what I mean?
you can be the opposite of that.
Yeah, and you can be the opposite of that person. So like, you know, you can say you grew up in a town of people who are role models, but were a model in terms of I do not want to be anything like you. I want to go the other way, and you can look at it that way.
I have this weird thing, like this is the way I think, like, but I imagine. So if I'm like, okay, I have this, so I need to edit 10 videos. I imagine the person of myself as like an ugly cunt who doesn't want to edit the videos, but I cannot let him win. I just weird minds to have, like, I'm always against me. If it's not me, but it is me, I always imagine that person like, yeah, you're not going to edit your videos. It's like, I'm against that person all the time.
That's just the voice in your head. And that's the voice in your head that wants what you want right now, in terms of wants you to relax, wants you not to put in the work. But you need to shut off that voice in your head and work for your future self. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because like, you want instant gratification. Everyone does. Like, everyone wants instant gratification. Everyone wants the dopamine hit now. But especially in coaching or with anything in life, there is no instant gratification. It's all the day gratification. You need to be working towards it. So even like hitting that snooze button in the morning, that's giving into the voice of your head. That's instant gratification. But you need to work for yourself tomorrow. You need to say, no, I want to work for Cian tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I want to be better for me tomorrow. And that's another thing that I fucking say to myself, and I tell clients the whole time is, don't give into the voice in your head. You know? Big thing, like, I know since I started training in the mornings, you can talk about not giving the voice in your head. As soon as the alarm goes off in the morning, I'll hear, oh sure, you can train this evening. You can train the evening, but you didn't get enough sleep and not recovered enough. But again, it's like, there's 1,000 voices in your head giving you all the reasons why you shouldn't get up now, but it's been able to listen to the one that you know you should listen to and actually doing it. Yeah, it's like it's like a whisper. You have to listen very carefully. Like, it's like the devil on your shoulder, isn't it? Like the devil on one ear, angel on the other, guilty conscience kind of thing. So you just need to, as I said, like, sign the contract if you're in fucking prep or whatever, stay true to it and not give into the devil inside your voice, inside your head. Yeah. Overall, talk with the devil on the shoulder. I am fucking starving. Yeah. I think you're hungry too. We are getting booze rum as well, by the way. I think we wrap it up there. Really? Yeah, is that long enough? Yeah. Unreal. Thank you. Appreciate it. All the best. My man.